bottom line. Low.
You know what?
Canteen,
I like
hot
the
take,
dramatic. I'm going to go
shake,
Dodgers
low.
in 7.
Okay.
Dodgers in 7. This will be a long series. I like Ohtani. I like Ohtani to pitch a game somewhere.
Okay.
I like him to get in there and close. Be a closer here somewhere. I don't know. But I think Ohtani's been having a better postseason, to be fair. I think Ohtani's been having a better postseason this year. Mr. Freeze is back. Okay, there you go. He says slightly better. Both teams have bats. Yankees will win the shootout.
Absolutely, they will.
All right, Sports Professor. Let us know what you think. Hopefully you don't freeze again. But, yeah, both Jake and Canteen are taking the Yankees. Jake in 6, Canteen in 7. I'm taking the Dodgers in 7. Where you stand here with this World Series, Professor?
I am going to take the Dodgers. I'm taking the Dodgers in 7 games.
Yes.
Why? Because I want it to be 7 games. Because I
want it to be 7 too.
Because I want to see a really good series. Because the MLB is getting their dream right now. They're getting two of the 2 most historic franchises ever, 2 of the most winning franchises ever, 2 of the franchises with the most stars ever, most recognizable names: Jackie Robinson, Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Mickey Mantle, the late great rest in power Fernando Valenzuela, who just died today.
Fernando Valenzuela.
Yeah, I mean he's regarded as one of the biggest Dodgers legends ever. I got the Dodgers pulling this out. A lot of star power on both sides. Shohei, Mookie Betts, Freeman on one side. Judge, Soto, Mr. Stanton is looking like Mr. October, the second coming of Reggie Jackson out this piece.
He was in a couple of these series, Dodgers, Yankees series, wasn't he? He was in at least one.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, there's no October without Mr. October.
Hey, Omar. Talk about they've met more than any other 2 teams in the World Series, but it's been 40 years since they last met. It's just kind of a dichotomy, interesting,
There's a weird juxtaposition, as you may.
Juxtaposition.
Talking about what a wonderful word for a Puerto Rican.
I was thinking dichotomy, but maybe that's just not the right word.
No, dichotomy is good too. They're both synonyms of each other. They're both good words. So what I would say is this is a byproduct of, let's be completely honest now, we're hyping up the Yankees and Dodgers for being powerhouses. But not too long ago, before Magic Johnson invested into the Dodgers and before, the older Steinbrenner passed away, the Yankees and Dodgers weren't doing too good there for about 10 years. And even more so, neither of these franchises had been in the position to win a World Series, including the Yankees, going back all the way to when they played the Mets in the Subway Series back in 2000. So have there been many very...
Omar.
You know what? I conveniently put those things out of my mind when it comes to the team.
Hey, so Professor, I'm going to let the guys ask you baseball questions. You're the resident, the Bottom Line Sports baseball expert for our little show here. So could this be, and then Canteen and Hot Take can give you a question if they have it, but could this be the battle of the breaker? I mean, because both these teams apparently are good at breaking balls and throwing the breaking ball. Could this be the battle of the breaking ball? See who does it better and who's able to hit it better, or who's able to hit, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, look, when you've got so many mashers on both teams, guys that can just take a fastball and clobber it 450 feet, like you have 6 of those in both of those lineups. Yeah, inherently you'd like to have a lot of fastballs going down the middle or on the black that they could just blast out the stadium. But that's not what good pitchers do. Good pitchers come with a repertoire of 4 to 5 pitchers as a starter, 3 to 4 as a reliever, 3 at a minimum for any real pitcher that wants to be good in the major leagues. And if you're one of those pitchers that can master your pitch, like a Blake Trinan from the Los Angeles Dodgers, if he could pitch every inning and without losing stamina, the Los Angeles Dodgers would win in a heartbeat. I tell you right now, if you all have never seen a breaking ball break 5 to 6 inches on the plane and then 2 to 3 feet on the tail end of the break, then go watch Blake Trinan from the Los Angeles Dodgers. He throws a wicked breaking ball that looks like it's AI. It looks like it's not even real. And the way it just goes all the way across the plate. If you haven't seen it, I'm telling you, go look up video. I know I'm underselling it right now, but if you could throw a breaking ball like that, he had my Mets hitters looking silly last round.
Okay. All right, Ken, you got something for the professor?
By the way, shout out to my Mets. I love you all. I know you didn't make it to the World Series, and I was so looking forward to go. But you know what? This has been my favorite Mets team ever. So joyful and just so much.
And the beginning of the season, I tried to hype you up, say, "Hey, what are the chances of the Mets?" And you were like, the Mets suck. They stink. They should sell the whole team and blah blah blah. You're going on your diatribe about the Mets. And then even as the season started, hey, the Mets are looking good. What do you think? They should just lose and trade and do all this stuff. And I'm like, okay. And then about halfway through the season, you start changing your tune, Omar.
Well, as any fan is to do, and especially a realist like myself, not only do I go with the ebbs and flows, but I realize that you can't win all the time, and sometimes I get a little negative. But I do know that the Mets did, yes, you're very right, surpassed everything I thought they would do. I thought we weren't going to do anything this year. So shout out to them. But as a true fan, I rose with them. Out of the ashes. I rose like the Undertaker.
You got anything for Omar Canty?
Hey Omar, so with the first 2 games, man, in the World Series, here's my question, man. I know the first 2 games are going to be out in LA. So what type of performance do you see from Shohei Ohtani in the first 2 games?
So look, there's been and going back to our favorite word of the day, or the word, we should have a the word. I should do a the word of the day.
Is it the word? What's the word of the day? Is it dichotomy or is it
dichotomy?
Dichotomy.
So for those out there, let the professor's word of the day teach you a little bit. Dichotomy or juxtaposition relates to when you're in a situation and you're looking at 2 sides of the different situation. Now, seeing that forward, so Shohei Ohtani going into the Mets series had a really weird thing going on. He was 7 for 22 with men in running or runners in scoring position, which meant a man on second or third. But he was 0 and 19 with no one on base. So with no one on, he was not able to hit the ball at all in the division series.
Is that more mental, you think?
I don't know. It could be because they also had the break. They had the bye.
Oh, okay.
Maybe he lost a little bit within that time.
What up, Nard?
That's so weird.
What's up, bro?
Shut up, bro. It's so weird to see such a great hitter have that happen. And in a way you wouldn't think. You'd think it'd be the opposite. You'd think he'd be performing in the lesser situations. But he was still performing in the high pressure, but not performing when there was no one on. So weird dichotomy there. But to answer your question, Canteen, I got Shohei as my MVP. I think he's going all out this year.
All right, Jake, what do you got? I know that you're a Yankees fan.
Omar, I just have one question for you, buddy.
Here he comes, Omar.
He's coming.
I'm going to ask you one question, and this is more of a baseball question.
Yes.
The longer the series goes, benefits which team? Come on, Omar.
That's deep. That's
a wise question, buddy. The longer the series goes, benefits which team? Which team benefits off of a longer series?
I mean, obviously, if you're thinking of this as if you're thinking about this logically, most people would say, well, the Dodgers inherently would have that advantage since they have the extra game at home, right? They have 4 games at home, while the Yankees only have 3 games at home. But
come on, spit it out. Spit it out, Omar.
He doesn't want to because he's rooting for the Dodgers like me.
The Yankees players can play anywhere. While it is very well known that West Coast teams, and I'm not saying this is going to impale the Dodgers, but it is known that West Coast teams going into the East Coast, New York, late in the heart of October when it's very chilly, those bats sometimes start to go a little quiet. So can we see
start to freeze up, huh?
Nothing but the sun pulling Omar and a sports professor and freeze themselves out? It could be possible.
Okay.
But so I'd say the Dodgers inherently, because they have the extra game, but the Yankees are built for that because they also can play in the weather. But you know what? I don't care. I wanted to go
Now,
7
Omar,
because I want to see the best series. That's what.
Yeah.
Now, Omar, do you think the Yankees will take one in LA and they'll give them the edge?
Yes,
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
Yep, I have the Yankees winning Game 2 of the series, but I also have the Dodgers taking one at the Yankees. I don't know which one, but I do have them taking one.
Okay. So one final question for the sports professor. So the fact that Freddie Freeman seems compromised still from the sprained ankle, could that play a big part in this series? Or, is that just kind of one of the things you got to play through? You got just next guy, or whatever, what do you think?
Well, there's no next guy up to replace a Freddie Freeman type of player.
Well, I mean,
yes. No, I get what you're saying.
Right.
Obviously, there has to
the
be
next guy's got to step up a little bit.
Someone's going to have to play, but if you lose him, you want even a 50% Freeman over whoever your bench player is. I guarantee.
Okay, so you're saying even compromised, it's better to have him in there.
Right. Now the problem is, I'm going to go with you on that, Flo. How compromised is he? Because against the Mets, he looked like he could barely run around. So at some point, you get to the point of, am I hurting my own team by continuing to play through this injury? So again, I give you a 50% ratio. I think if you can play at 50%, you let him go out there. If he gets to about 25% and he can't get the ground balls, he's not able to run out bases, then you got to talk to him about, hey, bro, you might have to put you back.
Right. Well, they had a kind of a long break in between now. I mean, maybe he's starting to feel better. We'll see how he comes out. I bet he'll give it a shot, and then I bet they see how he feels. And
he's
then
definitely going to try to play. There's no
right.
Low, Canteen, Hot Take, Jake, and O.